Boom. Okay.
Alright, so we're in favour. Mike, you're in favour. I'm in favour. Definitely. You guys are a bit mixed, but I have a better understanding now as to why you're mixed.
Yeah.
I understand. Cool.
You're in favour of it as well.
Me? To be honest with you, I'm a very laissez-faire guy. Like, if the baby has, like, a semblance of my nose, I'll be like...
It's mine.
Yeah, it's mine. You know what I mean? If he's like year 10, he's got a belly, I'm like...
That's mine.
That's mine. That's my little... That's my guy.
Stand beside him.
You know what I mean? I'm standing beside him, you know?
I'm dead.
Go on, guys. I'm sure you guys... I think we've asked
So
you
it's
quite
quite
a few
funny.
questions.
So I remember one time, me and Mike had a bet. Do you remember the bet that we had?
Yeah, you lost. You owe me money.
I'm never giving you that money.
You owe me money.
So, right, me and Mike had a... I don't know how long was it for, a month or 3 months?
It was longer than 3 months. It was like...
No, it wasn't that long.
And you failed. Was that it?
I can't... Basically, we had a bet, like, for, like, X amount of time, like, who can, like, not wank, have sex, blah, blah, blah. And I lost it. But the question is like, what is actually the benefits of being celibate out of religious reasons, health reasons, if there is any?
And have you ever done that?
And have you ever done it? Like, had
Actively
a period of...
been celibate?
Out of religious reasons.
Yeah, I did it the other... Remember you lot were taking...
Did it the other day. You lot
were taking this out of me. Yeah, there is benefits to it. And I did it for a month.
How was that?
To be fair...
I kind of mean longer than a month.
It was great.
Yeah.
I felt energized.
Why did you do it? What was the reasoning?
Because I feel like, even though I still do it from time to time now, I feel like wanking is weird. I think it's just weird. Like, why am I watching someone else clap someone else's cheeks?
Use your imagination. You don't have to use porn.
You don't have to use porn.
Yeah, I know, but like for the most part, if I'm wanking, I'll watch porn, and I just think it's weird. I got to a point where I just think like, this is weird. Like, what am I doing? Because 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, for the man then especially, when we're watching porn, like we're in it. You're like, yeah, this is it. This is the belly. And then afterwards, you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
What's level 2?
Most
what am I
people
doing
like
in my
that,
life? What is this?
Yeah, I think that's men and women.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's the thing about porn.
It's like after, like, why did I fucking watch that? Like, you try to find that video, you find it, and then afterwards you're like, or the next day you still have it on your phone, and then you open your fucking like browser and it's there, and you're like, oh shit.
What was that?
What the fuck was that?
I don't feel like that when I'm watching stud and femme porn.
Oh, threesome.
Oh, really?
No, two women, but like a stud woman, like a masculine woman.
Okay.
No, yeah,
and
I hear you on that.
A feminine woman. I don't feel like that afterwards.
She's
but
on a
other
different level of porn.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
I like that type of porn. I don't
Yeah, so
watch
do
it.
I.
There's just 2 women porn, like...
Yeah, I mostly
Yeah, like
watch
a masculine woman.
Butch, like,
Not even that
what do you mean, like,
butch.
just dominating, like Younger May kind of thing.
I've got a great one.
Yeah.
Wait. You fancy Younger May?
I fancy her vibe. I like her vibe.
Hey, she's a sick artist. She's a sick artist. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's if I had a period of kind of trying to...
You talking to one?
Yeah.
Talking to Younger May?
Woman. No, not Younger May. This buff woman. Her name was Vanessa. Shout out to Vanessa. And I met her at Wireless.
Are you bi? Or are you curious? I think you're bi.
I'm bi.
You blushing too much.
Curious.
She out here reminiscing about... Oh, I spoke to her.
Vanessa.
Boy. You didn't talk about your baby dad or your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, damn straight. I'm not talking about my baby father like
he's a
that.
horrible
Come on,
man.
we're past that.
Terrible man.
I mean, we're cool now, but we're past it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was buffing, and we met at Garage Nation, and she was exactly what I would want in a woman. And so now the only porn I watch is that kind of porn. And actually, there's one that lives now under me, so that's fun.
I heard
She's there.
that the Younger
Really?
Mays, the Younger Mays carry a dildo.
Since when?
That's
Trousers.
perfect for me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
down
carried
for
all
that.
time, have a
Because
dildo
I
just
would
there.
need some penetration.
Strapped.
A strap on.
All
A
time.
strap on,
The man
yeah.
are strapped up all
I
the
need
time.
the penetration. I couldn't just do
Yeah,
a bit
I'm
of
the same.
head. Like, that's not for,
I mean,
me,
like, she
Joss.
goes to Lidl and she's strapped like at all times. Like,
Strapped
she gets
and
some
a strap on.
croissants.
Her croissants.
She's not putting her croissant unless she's strapped.
I mean, we like a bit of danger and we like a strap on. You know what I mean?
Both times.
How did we get here?
Sorry, we were talking about celibacy.
How did we get
Because
here?
porn.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't feel
Sorry.
bad after watching that type of porn, but like female male porn, and they're doing all some crazy
I think
shit.
the men are just the problem in it.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
we're
always
always
She's
female.
a fucking ugly man.
It's just the
It's always the same guy, and it's always the same guy.
always.
When
You're
you
like, oh, this guy again. Like, oh, here he is.
Yeah, this guy's caking. His CV must be
Man.
packed.
Trust me.
Is anyone even watching porn for the man? It's
No,
the woman.
you
It's
look
not for the
past-
man.
you
It's
look
never
past
for the man.
Like,
Yeah, you just see the dick and you see the women's body.
I hate when they do like the behind view and you can see like the balls just like.
I'm like, I don't want to see that
He's the
shit.
director. Hey, fire the cameraman, bro. Where you getting that angle for? I was about to bust, man. Come on.
So now we're
I hate that
analysing-
when they move the camera and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Just change position. You just see the nuts just
now-
Taking it around.
taking up 67% of the screen. You're like, big man.
Yeah, it's like the two butt cheeks and just like.
Just the nuts.
No one wants to see that
The
shit.
nuts are just moving
So
like
now
a
we're
croquet.
analysing
Like,
pornography, cinematography.
It's meant to be about celibacy, guys.
Celibacy.
It's really
Yeah,
taken
So you've done a
off.
month of celibacy.
I've done a month.
A month
Yeah.
of no sex, no wanking.
Actually, around day 20, 28, I think I clapped cheeks.
It's just like counting,
But I
like
didn't
the
bust.
SpongeBob narration.
But I didn't bust.
That doesn't matter. Why?
You still
That's weird.
I was trying to keep my powers.
What?
keep your
What's
powers.
the point of having sex and not coming?
Well, there was a health benefit I was looking at, which is
You were
like,
doing the no fap, innit?
yeah, no fat, sperm retention, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't bust that time, but yeah, it was good, and I want to do it again. To be honest, in fact, I might even just what's today? Yeah, fuck it, I'll start it today. We on
For how long?
another month, see how we go.
Okay. Cool.
So what?
I'll let
Wait,
you guys-
from
I'll
what was
let
your
you guys know how it
conclusion?
goes.
What do you get from it? You get energy.
Clarity. I feel like when you masturbate too much, it kind of depresses you.
I've heard that. I've heard
You
guys
start-
say
you
that
just
before.
feel like ugh.
What's masturbating too much? Like once a day, once a week?
Once a day is too much, really. Should be, in an ideal world, I wouldn't do it. But if I was to ration it out and be responsible, once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What about you?
Oh, Mike, you gonna tell them about it?
what?
About the calendar?
Calendar.
Nah, I used to have like a wank schedule. So like, I would only wank on like specific days. I'll be like,
Do you think maybe you have some form
my
of
head.
autism? Like
I wouldn't be surprised.
maybe like very, very,
No.
very mild.
It wasn't like that yet. It was more like it
Not
was
being
my-
mean,
no,
but
my-
like
it's a bit mean
loads,
still.
no,
I'm
because
joking,
loads
I'm
of
joking.
people have autism.
I sometimes
and-
think about myself.
Yeah.
Actually.
It wasn't.
on the
Sorry.
spectrum.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like written like down or anything. It was more like the reason I would like, for example, like there was a reason behind it. It was mathematician madness, because obviously most times when I was the cheek clapping connoisseur in not name only, right? Most times, times when
Tell
I clap
'em.
cheeks will be on the
Puff out your
weekend.
chest, blood.
Yeah,
Right,
on the weekend because
okay.
I'm going out, I'm grabbing babes, or I invite a girl over, whatever. And then I like to save my juices up for the weekend. So I'd like to, obviously, let's say for example, I didn't draw anyone on the weekends. On Sunday night, I'm wanking, yeah. And then Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I'd think about. I go, there's a big weekend, you know. You're going to a brunch, you know. There's a couple sexy ladies out
going
there.
to a brunch.
You know, I'll be like, behold it, and then I'll save my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday juice for the weekend to see if I get lucky.
And then on a Sunday, if you didn't, okay, cool.
Yeah, and then you know,
Okay, that makes more
That
sense.
makes sense.
then.
So you're strategic
yeah, just intrigued with it.
in your wanking.
Not autism.
Tactical wanking.
That's what he called it, tactical.
Yeah, but really and truly, the most I waited like not doing anything was 10 days. I went to Nigeria
10 days.
a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, with like my family. We went to Nigeria, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wank or do anything like the whole time I'm here. I'm just gonna keep myself Christian. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't do it.
Mama's doing the Lord's work. Yeah?
Doing the Lord's work. I
Praise
kept
him.
myself.
How did you feel?
Do you know what happened?
Terrible.
Yeah, horrible. Do you know what happened? So like basically, then like we were meant to go on a flight, right? And my mum booked the wrong flights, so I couldn't go back to England. I had to wait another day. I was so vexed, yeah. And my mum was like, "I'm so sorry, like I messed up." My mum was also a bit like, "This guy's like never gets vexed about anything. Why is he so vexed?" The reason I was vexed is because I had already booked in babes for the week to get rid of my nut, and the fact that I couldn't go, I had to delay my nut by another day. So I was so vexed. That weekend, I had a great day. I had a great week, man.
But what about no, like, forget wanking, what about no sex? How long have you done that for?
So at uni there was a time, like, you know, like that show you were on, No Game.
You had no game?
I had no game. So free, like, I had like 2 months. During lockdown, the first lockdown, because obviously you couldn't link no one, I didn't.
I don't know anyone that stuck to that rule.
No,
but
the first
sure.
lockdown, I basically did.
Yeah.
Until you could, like, for what?
Extended
for, like,
bubbles.
Yeah, it was like 3 months, sorry. I didn't see anyone. And then I let it go in the forest. So.
In an actual forest.
Wait, what? Oh, you had sex with someone in a forest?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Out there in nature and that. Proper.
Yeah. The the birds were watching.
You couldn't wait. You had to just...
That was great.
That's why
What's
they
that
call
show,
him-
Too Hot to Handle? That show? Like the Too Hot to Handle show?
I don't watch it.
There's a show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where they can't have sex.
Yeah, 1 week, everyone's losing the money. Everyone's losing the money.
You couldn't wait, and that's
great
why
show.
you're a
Sexual deviant.
I think 3 months is pretty good. I don't know anyone that stuck to that rule.
No, it was more like for myself, just like, oh my, okay, it's something new, let's see if you can do it. Like self-control kind of thing. And I feel like as a person, even though I'm like, I do dumb shit and I do things people classify as tapped, I feel like I have self-control to an extent. If I really don't want to do something, I will not do it. Like, I can say no to things.
Speaking of self-control, bro, I fasted for 50 hours. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that's really good.
I was in shock. I went without food 50 hours. I was like, what? This is mad.
What are you on? Because you're on sexual retention, fasting, replenishing your cells.
I just want to be a better me in all aspects.
That's so gay.
It is what it
You
is.
can't say that.
Oh, I know you can't.
You can't say that now.
No, I can't say that.
I'm
You
offended.
have to take it back.
Okay, I take that back.
As part of the bi-curious community.
Oh,
The
thing
LGBTQ plus community.
I'm just pleased.
LGBTQA plus
Do you know what?
What's A?
community.
What's the A?
Asexual.
Oh, are they included in that now as well?
Yes, they are, actually.
Do you know what?
So is that just for sexually different people?
I don't know, you're asking the wrong person. Yeah, maybe.
You just said you're a spokesperson.
I feel like out of this group, I'll be their spokesperson.
The ambassador and that. You
but
don't even know.
I'm learning a lot.
You're
from...
fired. You don't even know.
It's okay, I didn't want the position anyway. It's fine.
The thing is, I'm very politically incorrect with my the things I say and do. Right, I just go for women say stuff.
We've been almost cancelled many times.
However, when it comes to the LGBTQWW community, I'm very like.
Why? Say it properly or don't say it, blood.
You must say WWE. at this point.
LGBTQA plus community.
Okay.
There ain't no WW. This ain't freaking Microsoft, I don't know, Internet Explorer. This ain't Safari. This ain't Google Chrome, bruv. Stick to the facts, bruv.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when it comes to the LGBTQWF community,
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, if anything, right? I'm not gay at all, but because I'm so open about my sexuality, right? These men are always like, nah, you're gay. Da, 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 da.
Bro, you were riding the
You've had this
giant cock.
conversation with me before. I remember
What
you
do you
saying
mean?
that people say that to you because you're so open.
Yeah.
I think that is a sign that you probably are straight, because I think a lot of like gay men or bi-curious men or whatever, they hide behind the fact they're like aggressively straight and like they do not do anything that's like remotely remotely anything, because they're insecure about their sexuality.
Yeah, I'm very secure about it. So I'm just like, nah, but I don't, like, for example, I have gay friends, yeah, and they'll tell me about their gay experiences. And instead of being like, oh, I'm just like, oh shit, yeah, man, do your thing, bro. Yeah, man, clap them cheeks or do whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? It's not for me, but I'm like, hey, man, you go and get it in, man, do your thing, let's spud them. Like, all this kind. But I feel like, I feel, because like, obviously the majority of men that I talk to these kind of discussions are black men. They're kind of like, nah, man, anything that can be seen as gay is gay. Like, and I'm just like, nah, bro, I know you're not gay. I am aware you're not gay.
Mike,
I know you don't find men attractive. You don't have to hide this.
Let's not do this, bruv. You were riding a giant cock, bruv. Stop.
But I did it for banter.
What do you mean?
I was in Spain. We went to like a sex museum.
Yeah.
It was me and my boy and two of our girl mates, and it was a giant cock.
Yeah.
And I was just riding it for banter.
Fair enough.
It's not. I'm not seeing it as a cock. I'm seeing it as a whoa. This is jokes.
And also, why would that make you gay? Like,
did I suck the cock?
Because Mike is a serial offender. Mike somehow gets into these very, what we would classify as sus situations. And whenever he's doing like scenarios of like, let's say £1 million is on the line, somehow it involves sucking a man's dick. Somehow, some way, Mike will refer it to.
Do you think you'd ever try?
Sus.
No. However, if you were to offer me $5 million, that's business.
You do. Fair enough.
You're a business,
that's
man.
my kids fed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
It's my kids fed, and yeah, I would do that.
Fair enough. Would you?
Do what?
Are you bi-curious? Or like, have you ever thought about it?
The only time I'd say I think about it is when he brings it up.
Okay.
Or like,
I was wondering what you're going to say
or
then.
you watch TV and like you see like a gay couple kissing or whatever. You're like, it's a bit strange, but okay.
If you were having sex with a girl and then like a man came in and watched you, how would you feel?
Get the fuck out. What are you doing, bro? Nah, get out, bro. What
if the girl was
So you
like,
wouldn't
this
have
is
like a
I
threesome?
like this, my
No,
kink.
I'm too selfish and I'm not an octopus, so I don't need more than one girl and I don't need another man here either.
Would you do it with 2 girls though?
I'm not an octopus. I only need one girl.
Okay, fine. I'll just
Fair enough.
One quality girl is cool for me. Maybe again, this is me being naive. Maybe as time goes on, I'll change. But for now, I just feel like, bro, it's all long.
I just feel like, would it not be awkward?
DJ.
Yeah, like what are you doing while those two are doing that?
Yeah, there's that as well. Very awkward.
You'd need to be high or drunk.
Okay, so Nemi, celibacy.
Oh yeah, I'm having a period of celibacy. Yes, I am.
How long for?
A year,
So how long has it been going on for?
10 days.
Wait, did you start at 10 days ago?
I need
I
to
started at the new year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how far are you?
Huh?
Are you doing it too?
I'm not doing it.
Oh.
I'm just asking her.
Yeah, no,
No, but I'm just trying to think. You was 10 days ago because last time anyway.
Why are you scratching your head at that? Yeah,
It's just the deets we're
Oh
missing.
yeah, T sleep's not 10 days it's been day 13, right?
Or 10 days since you started it.
Yeah. 10 days since I've started.
Did you start on the new day? Like the new year?
No, I intended to start. Well, I didn't. It wasn't a New Year's resolution. I just had like this time where I was like, I smoked, I drank a little bit, had sex, and I was like,
Oh dear.
hate this. I hate what I'm doing here. And
Did you not
really,
perform?
no, like it was fine.
Oh,
fine. But it just I'm just basically saying to myself, Nemi, this year we're going hard, we're going home. All the focus must be on yourself, your growth, your career. And having sex, smoking weed, drinking is all distractions that makes you feel low and takes away the motivation and the drive. And so when you're at this really important place in your life and you also have responsibilities and wisdom under your belt, like why can you not just do this? Let's see like where you are in January and where you are in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing like a personal kind of experiment a little bit.
Yeah, I've done it before. Well, not for a year. Not choosing celibacy for a year, but I've chosen to be celibate for 3 months.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah, it worked. I did it.
Before.
Yeah, before. So,
Great.
yeah, it was cool.
Do you know what about you?
My name's Jael.
Jael.
There's no N, but
Here it goes again.
Disrespectful.
Listen, okay, I have a
listen,
problem.
everything about me is just
with
wrong.
words,
Can't say
okay?
words I say. Can't say my name. It's fine. But for me, definitely not.
You haven't done celibacy. She's married, yo.
Yeah, I know.
No, but even so, I would never plan to, because I have had a whole year where I just couldn't. Anyways, so fuck that.
Yeah, I see that. I
Yeah.
respect that. I respect that.
Okay.
What are you, Courts?
I don't feel the need to be celibate at any point. I don't see it doesn't drain energy. It doesn't distract me from anything personally. So I feel like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going out my way for it either.
You don't use it as a coping mechanism?
No.
Because I feel like, I mean, I don't know about you two, but I've definitely used sex as a coping mechanism in my life.
4. Just feeling low or what?
Just not
happy.
distraction.
So what you're saying, like you use it as like a vice?
Yeah.
So-
Like, just because there was lots of dealt with things.
Have you
And
seen a
so-
therapist?
I am seeing a therapist. I've been seeing a therapist for a couple years, actually.
How is that?
Amazing. I would recommend everyone to see a therapist.
I've always wanted to
Changed
try
my life.
therapy.
Do it.
Bro, the therapist will just they'll run out the room, bruv. In your head. Jesus Christ. They'll run out the room.
Wow,
You
sweet.
should do it. Why would you not? What holds you back?
What will be back on it is I feel like there's still like loads of my life of trauma I'd love to build before I see a therapist.
Wait.
You don't
Say
need to
that
have
again.
trauma though.
In my head, right, it's like I will see a therapist at some point. I don't feel like I'm ready now. Okay, that's right. I don't feel like I'm ready now because I feel like there'll be more to unpack in the future.
What type of bullshit excuse is that?
That is crazy.
What the fuck?
So why don't you just say you don't feel like you need one?
Yeah, just literally.
I feel like I'll need one in the future, but not now.
You're literally
But
saying
why-
that you would go to a therapist, but you want to be at your most fucked up that you could possibly be.
Yeah,
Fix it.
yeah, that's basically it. I'm
That's
like,
not the point of therapy though.
I'm like, there's still more to come. I'm like, in my head, I'm just kind of, there's still more to come.
Yeah, but then you just get a therapist then as well.
Yeah, like
I know,
having
but
a
I
therapist.
kind of want the things to
Man's
happen
thinking
first.
about the cash
You're
flow.
like thinking
I
like
feel
in
like
the
a therapist
films.
will stop me from doing the fucked up thing that I'm going to do in the future.
But a therapist literally does not stop you from doing anything. Like, you can fully have a therapist and still self-destruct as much as
Yeah,
you want.
it's true.
I don't
They
think know.
don't suggest things to you. It's just they help you work through things. Like,
Therapists don't tell you things.
think to yourself to stop. Like,
I know, but I feel like if I went to a therapist, they'll make me realize something about myself, and then
but the fact you know that means you know something about yourself already.
Mike, they're not ready. They don't know
about what?
What?
The trauma.
about him.
Oh, the chimp.
The chimp.
They don't know about the,
The
chimp.
chimp. Yeah, the chimp. So there's this book called The Chimp Paradox, right? Amazing book.
Right.
And basically the idea that everybody has a chimp within their body, right? In your mind, yeah? You have a chimp, and your chimp is the one that makes you do things. For example, like that time you had sex the other day and you're like, why did I do this? That was your chimp having, like, saying, let's have sex. And afterwards you're like, I didn't want to do that. Whenever you do something that could be deemed as
So you mean like you're id?
irrational or instinctive that you know you should not do, it's your chimp within your brain making you do that.
Okay.
Everybody has it, and you just have to feed your chimp every once in a while in order to keep him dormant. Otherwise, say for example you're keeping your chimp repressed, it'll just move mad and do something crazy. You have to keep feeding your chimp every so often.
Listen, I hear that. I agree.
This is just literal psychology. You're talking about your id.
What's it?
Like your urges, your primitive urges versus like
Logical brain.
Yeah.
It's your primitive brain, so you're just saying you're acting on impulse. And yeah, that's a psychological design that we all have. Like, you learn about it a lot in psychoanalytical theory. And
Therapy doesn't take that away.
Yeah,
though.
it doesn't change that, because that is literally how our mind is built. Like, how we have a conscious and a subconscious. Our id goes against like our egos and all our other urges and things that are taught to us through society. Our id is always going to be the same. Like, even if you go 300 years into the future, our id is still the same. Like, we still have the same impulses, the same urges. We're still gonna act and do the same dumb shit. Like, when you're driving, you're like, should drive into the wall. That's just the impulse.
Therapy doesn't even make you do sensible things. It doesn't make you be sensible and become a sensible human being. You still do like stupid things. And like, even with my therapist, I was like to her, for the longest time, I'm going to stop smoking weed. I'm going to stop smoking weed. And she was like, are you? Why are you going to do that? And so then she's like, is it because you're a very black and white thinker? Is it an all or nothing situation? Maybe you don't need to stop smoking. Maybe you need balance. You know what I mean? But I would assume that you would think the therapist would be like, yeah, bad habit. Stop doing that.
No, it just made me realise that I'm doing certain things that I shouldn't be doing.
So you just want to live in ignorance for a bit longer?
Yeah.
But like, for me, my experience with a therapist isn't even that. Like, I'll literally be speaking to my therapist about things, or I'll be like having an anxiety attack or like breaking down, and she doesn't stop me from having those like bad thoughts. She teaches me how to deal with them, like how to cope with them. So like, if I'm prone to anxiety and I'm prone to like having really depressed days, she'll be like, okay, when you feel like that, it's totally normal to feel like that. Do that, act on that urge, like feel your feelings. But when you feel it and it comes to a head, you need to know that you need to breathe like such and such, or you need to like, she teaches me things to like hold your stomach and breathe, because it'll make you feel safe. Like, you can feel something touching you, it grounds you. So when you're finished feeling that, like, you can calm yourself back down so that it doesn't just keep escalating.
And don't you want like a higher level of self-awareness?
No, he doesn't.
Fair enough. Maybe you're not ready for it.
No,
I am his self-awareness.
I'm not ready
Are
for that.
you? And do you go to therapy?
That's why I'm HRJ.
Okay, cool. Because it stands for?
Human Resources, HR have to run. Because if not, we'd be cancelled by now. So,
oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
See?
You're the sensible one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Child of God.
Doing the Lord's work.
Okay.
Praise him.
I see. Are you... What was we just talking about? Oh, did you see a therapist?
I think maybe I should, because I'm not very good at sharing stuff. So I've been through a lot last year, and I still haven't told Mike. I ain't told no one anything, but I don't know why, but I just don't feel.
Who do you tell? Who do you confide in?
Nobody.
No one.
What about like your parents?
No one.
What about like praying? You're religious.
Yeah, I pray.
But do you like tell God about it?
God already knows.
Yeah, but you can
talk through it.
Yeah,
like in prayer.
I talk, but I'm not a big sharer, and that's something that I need to work on.
Why? Like, what stops you?
Some things I just feel like are just better left unsaid. Some things I just feel like too personal, and some things are like, for example, there's certain things that I just don't talk about because I feel like if you do talk about it too early, it won't come to pass, or something will fuck it up. So like opportunities and stuff.
But I mean, like, say trauma and things that you said you had a difficult year.
Those kind of, I just don't talk to anyone about it.
Because you're scared of the emotion that you'll feel if you.
Oh no, I feel the emotion, but for some reason I just don't. I'm not a very sharey person. Like, I'm not a very sharey person. I'm not a great communicator either. Or I can be, but I go through like phases. Like, me and Mike should talk way more than we do, but I'm just not a very good communicator. So that's why I always make sure I come here like once a week. It's good for me to be here once a week.
Do you mean, what about with women? Are you better?
Yeah, but I feel like that's because they kind of bring it out of me.
Yeah.
It's not my natural inclination. Like, every now and then, like, sometimes I've been FaceTiming you randomly recently, but like, it's not my natural inclination to, even with like my family, like my siblings and stuff, like I should contact them or check up on them a lot more than I do. And I'm doing that now more, but for some reason I'm just not naturally inclined to do so. I feel like I'm a bit.
Do people check up on you?
Yeah.
And you don't. You give them like a surface level. No, but when they check up on you, you give them like a surface level kind of check-in.
No. If someone checks up on me, if someone calls me, I'll have a full chat. Like, oh, how are you doing? I've got one friend called, shout out to him, Dummy, and we'll not speak for like a week, but he'll call me and we'll just talk for like 2 hours on the phone about everything: work, opportunities, girls, how his business is going. Like, we'll just talk and talk and talk. He's just had a child as well, so we talk about that, and then just we just have like a good checkup. He's like my big brother, so like I guess I confide in him as well. Obviously, I call Mike every now and then as well, but for some reason I'm just not very good at
opening up.
I'm getting better at it, and I do say more stuff now, but I just feel like there's certain things that I just don't need to share. Maybe I should share. Maybe one of these I'll tell Mike some stuff that I should have told him last year, but I just...
I'm here for you,
Did
bro.
you know that he was going through stuff, or would you just be like none the wiser?
I can gauge when something's up. So he might tell me something that happens, right? So he'll tell me something that he's never told anyone, and I'll be like, oh, like, cool. I think you should do this or do this, whatever. But I know he doesn't like sharing. So in my head, it's kind of like he'll share when he's ready, kind of thing. Like that. Jay will call me randomly, and I'll pick up like, yo, and we'll talk for like an hour or whatever. And then he'll let something out, and I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't even know you're going through that. But I know that's just how he is, and like you can't force someone to share. They'll share when they're ready.
100%.
So.
God, I feel like we're giving you guys a therapy session.
Isn't it a youth? Yeah, it's a youth
Productive,
thing.
I find like podcast is a therapy though for me.
Yeah. That's so interesting though. I don't know how like you do that. Not saying that you need to share with everybody, but like keeping it inside completely.
Yeah, but that's just
wild.
because we're the complete opposite. Like we are very open and we share a lot, but I've come across a lot of people that are just like, why are you so open? Why do you just happily say things like how I just like mentioned I had cancer? Like, I don't think that is like sensitive information, even though for like many people it is. I'm a very open book, and I'll just say whatever the fuck it is that is to be said, and that's how like the three of us are. But that's how the three of us are. But there are people that are very private that don't tell anyone things. Like, I've met many people like that.
You met one today.
There you go. There are many people like that just don't need to tell people, and they just process things by themselves without opening up. Like, even if you just think about it, me and Giselle are like that. Giselle is my little sister. I'm very open and explosive, and like, I'll scream at you, I'll cry, I'll feel all my emotions, whereas my sister is like very introverted. She's implosive. She's gonna suck in everything bad, and she's just not gonna tell anybody.
Yeah,
she's
but then it
not
comes
gonna cry.
out in a very...
It doesn't.
But
Giselle,
she explodes.
She doesn't. If you see her explode, it's a very rare occasion, but she doesn't generally.
Do
like,
you explode?
Everything just sucks in.
Or do you cry? When's the last time you cried?
Deep.
No, I did cry recently. Last year, I did explode last year, but that was because my sister said something that really hurt my feelings.
Do you think it was like an accumulation of everything?
Yeah, it was like there was something. I'm not going to get too much into it, but she did something very out of character, and my parents went home, and then I was trying to like be the big brother and like look out for her and stuff, and then she was just acting out, and I feel she was just, I don't know, maybe she felt like everyone was attacking her, and she said something that I guess hurt my ego or something, or I don't know how to describe it. She said that, and I just lost it. So I left the house, and I just went in my car to cool down, and I just exploded, and I just
cried,
went crazy for like 10 minutes, and then after I was cool. And then that was it.
Even hearing that's crazy to me, because Nemi was like, when last have you cried? And he was like, recently, last year. I'm just like, I cried yesterday.
That's crying. The crying thing, I don't know. Like, it's not. I think I cried maybe like 3 times within the last year. One was my grandpa died from COVID. And then...
Did you know that?
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, one was another family member passed away, and then that time.
So you've had a lot of death in this last year.
Yeah. Like 2, 3, I think. So yeah.
I hear you. Me too. My dad died of COVID too.
Oh shit. Condolences.
In January last year. It's alright. But I hear you. I feel you. And I mean, everyone deals with their shit in different ways. And as long as it doesn't like fucking turn into anything too crazy, you know, you'll get help when you need to get help. Do you know what I mean? And if you have, I think it's easier to sometimes talk to the opposite sex. I find especially for men, like they chat to girls. It's easier for them to chat to girls than it is to like chat to their friends.
Honestly, like I swear to God, like ever since I got a girlfriend, I can actually talk about my feelings and shit.
Yeah.
Don't get twisted. I can talk to the man them about my feelings, and the man them won't get onto me too much. You know what I mean?
I feel like our group's quite cool. Like we don't really like we make jokes, but like when it's like serious, we kind of don't. We're not like the type like, oh, you're being a pussy. Like,
yeah,
we're not like that at all.
I remember one time when I was like 23 or 22, whatever, and me, my brother, and my friend were in a restaurant, and I just broke down crying. I can't even remember why specifically I broke down crying, and I always remembered it. Yeah, like I broke down crying in front of both of them, and like they were both like really cool and nice about it. And like even before I even broke down crying, my friend even said like, Kuj was like, just let it out, bro. Like, let it out. And I did it. And it felt great. And I was like...
Having a good cry is so good.
I was like, this is great. And I don't do it often. Like, I don't like do that because I kind of repress my emotions because I'm kind of like... It sounds very dumb. I'm kind of like, why am I crying? Like, my life's good. Like...
I hate that.
I know.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's like, whenever something bad happens, yeah, in my head, I'm kind of like, my life's good, man. Like, let's move. Like, there's people in so many worse situations than me. Like, why would I spend my days crying when I can spend it happy and making jokes and do? I prefer being happier.
But you see, even that is a great thing to go through therapy for because, like, why is crying a negative thing? Crying is just a release of emotion.
It's also people, I only learned it like over the last year, like there's this heavy thing of toxic positivity where you always kind of rationalize it like, oh, it could be worse, or like my life is good, this doesn't really matter. And that kind of mindset is not good. Like, it's good to know that your life is good, but you don't need to always think that. Like, you're allowed to feel shit on days where you feel shit. Like, you're allowed to feel sad and feel things that anger you without ruining the quality of your life, thinking like my life is the worst thing ever. You can just feel sad and just have a bad day without having a bad life.
You're human.
Interesting.
But now you have a girlfriend, she probably probes you and is like, why are you feeling this?
A little bit. A little bit.
And then you feel better, right?
A tad.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool.
A tad.
So you're getting some therapy from your girlfriend, kind of.
Slight. Yeah.
I like that for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well, we had one more question I want to ask you guys.
Oh, shit,
Yeah, speaking of positivity and mentality and stuff, we want to dig into your mentality, obviously, about the news that you kind of shared with us.
I mean, can't say.
I was like, what news?
What?
So over that shit now.
What's the question?
So, Mark, you go on, you ask it.
Well, like, because I've never really met anyone. Have I met? Well, I've never spoken to anyone about cancer or their cancer or whatever. The only person I really knew that I was cool with that had cancer was a lady that died in my office. I was really close with, and she died of cancer. And obviously, you're 24, right? And you got told last year you had cancer. Maybe you were 23 at the time, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I had just turned 23.
Just turned 23, right? So when you found out you had cancer, like, what was your reaction? Like, did you think already like, oh shit, it's done? Or would you like, nah, cool, we're grinding out here, it's nothing, we move? I don't know.
When I first got diagnosed, I felt nothing. Like, it was just numb for a while. And I think that it was like a weird feeling because I had known something was wrong. I had like all sorts of craziness going on. We had like tests to try to find out what was wrong with me. So then by the time I actually got the diagnosis, I felt kind of relieved to finally have a name to what was wrong with me, and like then obviously we can fix it. But then I also felt like nothingness, because when I got told cancer, I was just like, cancer happens to like old people, and I don't understand. Like, I have no problems. Every time I went for a check, they're like, oh, do you have any heart problems, blood pressure problems, whatever? And I never had any of those things. So I'm just like, how can I have cancer and I'm just a normal person? But
And young.
yeah, but and then I kind of went through all the like process of grief. Like, I was sad, I was angry, I was like, why me? I didn't do anything to deserve this. But then I kind of was just like, who actually does something to deserve cancer? Like, it just comes. But I think that, like, they could probably tell you, I have a very terrible sense of humor. I make a lot of dark jokes about it. And that kind of, yeah, it helps me cope to just like make fun of it, because my mentality is, if I make fun of you, you can't kill me because you suck. I'm laughing at you every day.
I've read that mentality.
You can't kill me if I'm laughing at you. But I mean, obviously when it gets down to it, and like when I was going through the chemo and the radiation, and it's hard and you're sick, and like you can see people are worried about you because you literally look and feel like you're about to die, because my body responded so badly to treatment and was rejecting everything. Like, my kidneys started to shut down, my blood was like depleted. I literally was dying. Now that I'm away from it, I can look back and be like, yeah, I actually see why people were so scared. But through the whole thing, like, I just had a lot of people around me that I knew loved me. Obviously my husband came with me to help me. I had my sisters with me. I had my auntie who knows medical information, which was so helpful, because she could look at it from an outside perspective, like, okay, well, we know that such and such, without being like too emotionally involved. Obviously she is, but she knows how to separate that because of her job. So like, all of that really helped me know that like, you just have to just keep pushing, because if you don't keep pushing, the other option is die, and like, I'm not trying to do that yet. So I just kept going, and like, I had a really great doctor, I had a really great team, and obviously I was like the youngest person in all my hospital wards, all the clinics. Like, everybody else was old and just kind of like chugging along, and I was young, but they were like, use this to help you, you have an advantage to everybody else, you are young, your body can bounce back, so just help it. So then I just had to kind of get past that. So now that I'm finished treatment, I think that is what's been the hardest for me mentally, because while I was going through treatment, I had no choice. But now that I'm done and I'm like waiting to find out about remission and like do the scans and stuff, it's now starting to hit me like, oh fuck, I have cancer. Like, I didn't even process that while I was going through it. Like, I was just doing treatment but never really thinking what it was for. So now that I'm done, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I don't understand. And I'll feel like all the grief, and like I'll feel all the anger, and then you think about all the side effects that you don't really think about because you don't have a choice. So then there are all these fucked up long-term side effects that nobody explains to you, and now you're facing them. And like, there's some that I just slightly missed, which I'm so grateful for, because they were like explaining to me about fucking menopause, and I'm like, what? I'm 24, but like, I dodged that somehow. And I'm just like, that is so crazy to think about. And then like, obviously because there was the chance of menopause, they were like freezing eggs. I didn't get a chance to do that, because when I got staged in Barbados, they staged me way lower than I actually was. So when they did the scans here, they were like, oh fuck, you're 3C, which is right before stage 4, which obviously is incurable. So I didn't have a chance. And then we had like all this drama with my insurance not wanting to pay to do treatment in England and wanting to send me to another country. So then treatment delayed, cancer spreading. It started to spread that I had like a tumor that was crushing the nerves in my pelvis. So it was just in agony every day. And it was just like so weird, because I had obviously been living with cancer for a while for it to build up. But then when I knew, I could feel how quickly it was progressing and how quickly it was like actually killing me and seeping into me. So now, even when I'm having a bad day, I'm just like, fuck, I'm here to have the bad day. Like, at least I can have this bad day. Even though, like, I'm not gonna lie, they suck and they are bad days, and I can recognize that. But like, at least I made it. And when I'm sitting at home feeling bored, I'm just like, at least I get to feel bored. Like, there was a point where I couldn't even wake up to eat food. And I was so drugged up. Like, I was on codeine, I was on morphine, I was on everything to deal with my pain. I had no idea I was even on earth. Like, I was just somewhere thinking about ducks. Like, that was a major thought through a lot of my things.
All I want to say is it was wild. Like, I wasn't even going through it, but being this close to her while she was going through it was fucking wild.
It was insane.
Like, it's just, there was pain, and then we didn't know why the pain was there, and it was getting worse all the time. She wasn't eating, she was losing loads of weight, and like, then we figured out the pain was cancer on her nerve, and like, we didn't have the money because she had to self-pay. So, like, we had to raise money, and, like, we didn't know where the money was coming from.
Yeah,
and
we had, like, this huge GoFundMe campaign, and we needed, like, £100,000, and we had
and then
£0
blood
to start.
transfusions, and a blood transfusion was, like, $2,000, $3,000.
It was, like, $3,000 for each blood transfusion.
Blood transfusion, and she needed a few, like... it was just every day there was like,
and then we had to pay for dietitians because they were like so worried about the weight I was dropping, because right now this is me looking thick.
Yeah,
because I was literally like skeletal, and I was never skeletal in my life. When I was looking at weights, I remember I told my daddy my weight once, and he was just like, "Jal, you have not weighed that since you were probably like 10." And I was like, I know. And it was just really crazy, because I would look at myself, even though I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't look like me. I'm now starting to look like me. And my mommy, obviously she's in Barbados, she'll FaceTime me, and she'll be like, oh, Jal, you look like you again. Like, you're starting to look like you. But looking back, because I used to take pictures, and I remember, like, I was in my hospital bed and I was crying, and I was like, I'm going to take a picture on Snapchat because I want this to come up in the yearly reminders, and I'll look through different things, and I'm just like, look how far I came from like there to now that I can actually like function. Like, right now I'm so freaking tired because my stamina levels are probably 2%, but I'm just like, I'm so much further than I have been from home in months, because I have to stay close to home, because I'm ready to like pass out 30 minutes into an activity. Walking up the stairs, I will literally be having heart palpitations just getting up to the top where my bedroom is, and I have to like go straight in the bed and lie down. Like, I can't shut the door, can't do anything. I just need to lie down before before I faint.
Interesting.
So it's not very fun, but
It sound like it.
it's not the most enjoyable thing I've
podcast.
done. But yeah, we did the podcast, and the podcast really started because I was sick, and we were like raising awareness, and I got really into that because I was doing therapy through a cervical cancer trust, and I realized that a lot of women, especially in Barbados, didn't really know about cancer in general. And I feel like where I live, if you have cancer, you're gonna die. There's no like getting better. They didn't have the machines. They didn't have the machines to scan me, to treat me, nothing. I would have had to leave the island either way. So then I like turned it into me wanting to do something positive and like let people know to get tests for like early prevention, to try to, you know, not get to the point where it is a death sentence, because it doesn't have to be. And I'm really grateful that I got to leave to come to who I came to, because I feel like that's when I got the best quality care that I could get and the highest chances. And it's scary to think that me with the highest chances is her telling me you have a 70% chance of surviving in the next 5 years. And that's like the highest.
Jesus Christ.
So that's like a lot to process while everything's happening, but you don't really have a choice. You're just like, okay, I'll take it.
Mad. You answered most of my questions I was going to ask, to be fair.
Literally.
I was going to ask just one more question. So from like, did your mindset change like on life once you got cancer? Or did you like have the same outlook on life?
I think I've had a series of traumas happen through my life that kind of had me more mature than people my age.
And just living in Barbados,
yeah,
like real life in Barbados is not.
It's
not
a lot.
All it's cracked up to be.
It's a lot harder than life here, especially like coming here now and seeing how people live. Like problems that I'll hear Nemi or Courtney talking about, I'm just like, if y'all knew, but
First world problem.
yeah, but no, I feel like I did mature a lot, and I did feel I just felt like I had this delusion, right? I literally have brought it up to everybody. I'm just like, when I was younger, I wasn't there. My mother was pregnant with me, and somebody came up to her and was just like, this child's gonna do great things. It's gonna be a girl. And then another time, my uncle had a stroke, and he was a fitness instructor. He was in his 20s, had a stroke, paralyzed him. And he said that when he was slumped over on the chair, an angel came to him and was just like, you need to stay awake, and told him that their name was Jael. And then a year later, I was born, my mother named me, and when my uncle heard, he was just like, what the fuck? Like, I never told you about that. And then he always would be like, oh, look, it's my guardian angel, it's my guardian angel. And he was always like, what are the odds of her name being that when it's not even a common name, and that's the angel that came to me? So I remember when I got cancer, I was like, I'm going to survive this because I have something greater to do. And I think maybe cancer is putting me on my path for what I'm meant to do.
Amen.
So like,
Amen,
even though it's a
girl.
fucked up way to get there, I needed that trauma to get me to where I needed to be to like actually do something. And I was really stressed while I was sick because I was like, what is this thing that I need to survive to do? But I didn't realize I needed to be away from the situation to really reflect on it. And I feel like now I'm turning it into that with like the community and the lines that I've opened, speaking about women's health, especially in the Caribbean, and like letting women speak out and know that what they're experiencing is wrong and advocate for themselves. I feel like that is something positive that has come from this because I didn't have an interest in it before I was in the situation.
Right.
Interesting. Hurting. Hopefully, you're a mission. You know?
Pray so.
Yeah, it has no choice. Like,
No, but you're a mission. When speaking to existence is done.
Yes.
Yeah, me.
Manifestation.
has to be.
Yeah, me.
I ain't got time for that shit again.
Love that. Love that.
Well, thank you for sharing.
That's cool.
Thank you for sharing. That's freaking sick. Like, well done you for being so positive and being persistent and determined to obviously overcome it and that.
Yeah, the worst part about my cancer was I let Nemi cut my hair and realized it didn't fall out.
Her hair stayed and it
I was
grew.
gonna ask her, like, yo, you got brazen. Like, did all your hair fall out or not? Or like nothing came
It
up?
thinned, but it didn't fall out.
Yeah, but it was a good thing we cut it
Yeah,
off
it was
she
good
couldn't
because
look
I
after
had
her
so
hair.
much hair. When I came here, I honestly, like, I had an afro hair.
Oh, yeah.
And I would not have been able to deal with that shit.
She had no energy,
So
so
it was
we
like a
needed. She
free
was
trim.
walking around looking like a crazy person, and she was already sick. So we were like, yeah, we gotta get rid of that shit right now.
Free trim.
I mean, we had to go and get like,
That shit was a trim. Nemi was like,
I just
I'll
cut,
cut
like,
it. I won't
the-
cut. I was like, don't cut it that short. And she
Most-
just like grabbed my hair and she was just like,
Jeez.
Yeah.
and
I cut the length
I
off.
felt the cold of the scissors to my head, and I was just like, this bitch.
This is too much.
This bitch cut off all my hair.
Yeah.
Jeez, she's trying to give her trim. That was it.
People were asking if we were twins and shit when we got our haircut. Like a random man was like, are you sisters? Are you twins? And then the man was like, they're cousins. Can't you see?
Oh, Mazza.
Alright. Well, I think we're coming towards the end. Do you want to do rattles? Have we got any rattles this
Yeah,
week?
let's do a rattle. That's our statement.
what?
So we have this thing called Rattle of the Week. Rattle of the Week, right? Where it's basically anything that has annoyed you this week. But it could be anything that's annoyed you this year or anything that annoys you generally. Got a frog in my throat. So, for example, my rattle of the week is Sunday. I got attacked by a member of the EDL.
We had.
We heard. Yeah, that's why you're
BLM.
limping.
BLM
Yes.
down 100 points right now,
Yes,
bro.
I got attacked.
We down.
I did see you
Viciously.
put something like that on your story, but I just didn't know if it was real
In
or not.
football.
Well, I like to paint it as a racist attack from
Racially charged.
racially charged
Racially
by
charged.
a Caucasian man from Luton who attacked from behind.
Okay.
So yeah, but it wasn't football.
What a coward.
Yeah,
Attacked you from behind. What a
he
fucking
attacked me
coward.
from
man.
behind, took me down.
Uh-huh.
Didn't even go for the ball. Just went for my leg. Just take me out of the game. He knew what he was doing. Fucking cunt. I look up. I see a tattoo on his face. I'm like, yeah, this guy definitely voted for Brexit. I can see it. And like, he said, yeah, sorry, mate. I was going for the ball. I went, no, you fucking didn't. And now I'm limping. My left foot is fat as fuck. I got cankles. And yeah, he pissed me off because he took me out because I was black. And
That's the
That's the
narrative.
reason, yeah?
that's the narrative we're
Okay,
going with.
cool.
Racially charged.
BL 1, BLM 0.
Yeah. BLM,
So, yeah.
we down right now. BLM, we down
down
right
right
now.
now. So yeah, if you guys got a rattle, year, week, or life, it could just be a rattle.
About Boris Johnson saying he didn't know he was at a party and that he should resign. That's what's rattled me this week. I'm tired of this fucking government and it just needs to go.
For real.
That's what's rattled me this week. I mean, it's not rattled me this week. It's rattled me in general. But it's just like, how much more lies can he say?
Why did it rattle you?
Yeah, I thought I'd have thought by now you'd be jaded. I'm jaded by it. Like it doesn't even.
No, I'm just done.
Like, I expect this.
Can I ask you a question? Did you go to any like illegal raves or did you party during the lockdown or anything like that? Oh, so why are you annoyed?
No, not during the time he was. Like, this was like, I only did it during like that November one that didn't count. I'm talking when it was like prime lockdown.
Yeah.
We stayed at home.
We stayed at home.
We fucking stayed at home.
But when you went out second lockdown, you didn't know you partied.
I don't know.
So is there
So it's a bit hypocritical now, doesn't it? But
It's not about us. It's about the leader of our country.
It's about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it not about you?
Listen.
This is not the point. This is what rattled her.
You question me.
Why
Yours
should
is
she
what rattled me,
explain
and this is
herself?
what's rattled me.
I'm rattled by Courtney.
Alright, cool.
She's rattled me, bro. I'm rattled that she cheated. Joking. Nah.
He's never gonna recover from that.
Yeah, I'm not. Like,
It's not that deep.
here I was thinking Angel, and then the horns just popped out. Boy, crazy.
Okay. Any more
It's
rattles?
a known thing about me.
I didn't know. I ain't got no rattles. I mean, Boris kind of, I guess, he didn't even rattle me. Just like, just look at this prick. Like, really? Is this what we're doing? I didn't know it was a party. Come on now, bro.
He said he didn't know,
Man
man.
stepped out into the garden and seen all these people with paper plates in hand. What's
Do you
his
know
name?
what I'm rattled by?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought of it. It's really random, but
Go
I'm
on.
rattled by when you want to give head and then the dick tastes like urine.
Oh!
That's never happened to me.
Has that never happened to you? Because it's
That's
definitely
happened- it's
happened to
happened
me
to me
and it
before.
sucks.
How often?
What the fuck? I mean, not often, but it's definitely happened enough for it to rattle me.
So like,
I thought this was a
You
recent
just went and
rattle.
like rapped
No, it's
your
not a
brain,
recent
like,
rattle, but
whatever
it just
pissed me
came into
off.
my head.
do you
Like,
continue?
Was this within the
when
last
you
10
taste
days?
it?
you have to.
Was it the last 10 days?
No.
You just continue. Don't go. Just go. Listen. Do you know what? Just go wash it out quickly.
She didn't.
No,
grab
it's
it.
been in my
No,
mouth.
the
so
taste just
what do
goes
we
away.
do?
Like
Yeah.
it just.
You've
I
sucked it off
don't-
now.
Because why does it taste
recall
like
that ever
urine?
happening.
unless
I
you
don't
before.
know.
Urine.
I don't know why it tastes like urine.
How do you
I
know
don't
what
have
urine
one.
tastes like?
Because you know the
When
smell.
you smell your taste.
Oh, fine.
It
No,
tastes
that's
like
never
piss.
happened to
And
me.
I guess urine does come from the
You better
coccyx.
touch wood.
So, do you reckon it's one of those things that they've gone for wee first and there's still some like remnants of wee there?
I don't care what the fuck it is.
It's like a little trickle.
If you're in my house,
They're just saving it for you.
You can't
for
piss
later.
and have a bone at the same time. Or what you,
No,
you
it's
can.
definitely can.
Well, you can, but it's not. It don't really work.
No, but like if you say you're at the person's house and then you like go to the toilet and then you go to the toilet and have a wee and then you know it's gonna go down and then da. But I just think if you're in my house and you know it might go down, wash it.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Etiquette, bro.
Wash
Etiquette.
it. Yeah. But there have been a few scenarios where it has not happened, and I just think, what the fuck?
Mike, do you have a bird bath before you beat?
Well, my ting.
Say this is what I do. So say I've been at the yard for like maybe like a couple hours. We've been chilling or whatever. Maybe I've been giving her a little, putting these basketball hands to work. I'm giving her the little, you get me?
A rub.
And I know it's about to go down. I'll go to the bathroom, go to the little sink area, give myself a little clean up, make. Alright, we're smelling good. Alright, cool. And then I.
That's good.
You're a better man than me.
Because I can't be giving her the frowsy balls. Blood.
I've gone to a rave and got my ass cheeks after.
Oh yeah, this is true. This is true. What am I even thinking?
Yeah, but I think if you have a one night stand, I think it's like a slightly like it's a different situation.
I almost went carnival. After I got on an airplane, right? Back from Mauritius.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was chilling, and my boy was like, "Come carnival." I was like, I can't remember if I had a shower or not.
You didn't have a
Before I
shower.
went carnival. I
You didn't
want
have
to
a
say
shower.
yes, I did, but I can't.
You didn't have a shower. Stop
I
lying.
feel like you'll be fine.
Bracket
Like,
down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got sweaty
Got sweaty.
and then had sex.
Enolingus
They gave you
after carnival, and I had just chicken that day.
disgusting.
And you had
oh my
me.
god!
Do you see what I mean? We'll have to deal with this.
Did
guy.
you ask for
This
it,
is
or
why
did
you're
they just
HR.
give it?
She just did it.
Well, that's
She
somehow.
just went to town. I didn't say do A, B,
What
C,
the
and D.
fuck
She-
is wrong with people?
Mad.
Do you think she regretted it when she was like leaning in? Was like, I'm too
You
far
can stop though.
invested.
You don't have to
There's
continue.
nothing stopping her.
Yeah.
She
Maybe she had a point to prove.
Well, it's because my cheeks are desirable, so I can't blame her.
Oh, do you guys know about this?
I do.
What?
I don't know. Should
No.
we tell them?
What,
Should
the
we-
whole
cheeks all
time.
over the internet.
Oh, you're not going to show me your cheeks, are you?
No, I'm not.
I mean, they're all over the internet.
But I will. I mean, it's jump on Twitter and you'll see it somewhere.
What, your bum?
If Romelu Lukaku has a bad game, he plays for Chelsea. Mike's cheeks will be somewhere in the vicinity on Twitter.
Okay. That's just like a ritual that you have.
No, it's not a ritual. It's
I don't
because Mike's cheeks became so famous that now it's used in football memes terminology.
Oh, I see. Show me.
These squats, innit?
Okay, that's fine. I want to see them. I want to see what we're all talking about.
Man, did you bookmark
we
it?
were popular.
I left it,
I
bro.
can't believe it's on
I'll show you at the end, man. We'll show afterwards.
Yeah, we'll show it afterwards.
Okay,
We'll show you afterwards. But
Any more rattles?
nah, I ain't got, have you got a roll?
No, I just been in my little zone crocheting. Nothing is killing my vibe
Say it,
at the
Mike.
moment.
Say it.
Whipping in the kitchen.
What was she doing?
Whipping in the kitchen.
I was croqueting.
Janelle is
Janelle is
Janelle.
cracking in the
Janelle.
kitchen.
Janelle
Can't even
caused
say
the
her
crack
name right.
pandemic
Where else
in the
did we
80s.
go when someone called you that?
Everyone
call me
calls her
Janelle all the
Janelle.
time. People call me-
Everyone. How's your
people call
cousin
me-
Janelle?
People
It's
call
not
me all sorts of
Janelle.
shit. They call me.
Clarify it for the people then.
My name is Jael,
Jael.
not
Or
JL.
with an English
what does it
accent.
mean?
Jael.
What does it mean?
Joelle.
It means Jael.
It means to ascend.
Oh.
It also means a mountain goat. But
Go.
the long version is a kid, he who ascends.
Love that.
She's also the one that killed Sisera in the Bible. Just by the way.
So you're a killer.
She put a tent pin through his head when he was sleeping. I really like it. I'm just like, that's my namesake. That's my
did you
namesake.
say?
You go, girl.
I'm just singing a song by Drake.
Can't trust.
Country's women. I can't trust these men. And no, I can't trust these women.
Hey,
They might catch you slipping and put a needle in your head.
listen, man, them stay safe. Condom and hot sauce at all times. It's been a great podcast.
Oh my God, that's a wild story that
Yeah,
came out in there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on your thing as well. I'll write it down. But thanks for guys for coming on.
probs.
Do you want
Thanks
to
for having us.
tell the people where they can find you?
Tea and
Go
a
on, Courtney.
Sorry.
Planner.
At
Go on.
Tea and a Spliff on Instagram. Everything.
We don't have a Twitter.
Yeah, we do have a Twitter.
We do have a Twitter, we just don't use it.
I'm
Yeah, you know.
trying to get Twitter up and running. It's not a thing yet, but
We'll get there one day.
So
I've been getting
You don't even know.
I've been trying to get marketing tips off Mike. So
okay, great. Tea and a spliff.
Tea and spliff.
Yeah.
Love it.
Alright,
More love
cool.
tea.
All right, people. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and all that other good shit. And yeah, we out, man. We out.
I like
Peace.
green.
You like what?
Green tea. Green herbal tea.
No one gives a fuck about your tea preferences.
Do you actually like green tea?
I've got green tea in my yard at all times.
oh man.
I like jasmine tea.